All right, what questions do you have?
Bradley Bozeman, for second straight year, Walter Payton Man of the Year. How great was it for you to announce that to the team again?
It was great. He's well deserving. I joke with him. Nikki deserves more credit. She should be the Woman of the Year, behind the Man of the Year. I don't know how it would work, but she does a great job, and so does Bradley. They've just been all over the country with the bullying campaign and making a difference in kids' lives, just on a one-to-one kind of a level, and we're real proud of it.
Stefanski had said that Kareem Hunt wasn't 100% the last time he played. He has 2 weeks off. Do you think the Browns are more committed to the running game this time around than last time?
I don't know. We'll see. We just have to defend whatever they come out and do, and we'll be ready for it.
John, you're obviously used to a return meeting with an AFC North opponent, but how different is the preparation when they're coming off a bye and their last game was literally when they played you?
Right. Well, we just don't have any more tape. We're basically looking at everything we did up until that game. And then that game, that's our information. So we just study it. It's toward the end of the season. Teams pretty much are established in who they are, what they do, how they do it, and then what are the wrinkles going to be? How they're going to attack your team, and that's really what we're looking at. So we're just trying to figure that out and just be prepared to play these guys this week.
John, I know we've talked about scheduling before, but this is an unusual circumstance where a Browns team gets to play back-to-back and have a bye into that. I mean, is that concerning for you? Is that something that the Ravens take up with the league and point out, or anything?
I haven't. It's not something that I'm just really thinking about. There's always challenges and difficulties that you have to deal with, whether it's schedule or whatever it is. So we just deal with it and play the game. We're playing the game, and we're getting ready to play the game. That's all we're thinking about.
Hey, John, on the outside looking in, it looks like your guys are up against a wall this week, but you've been through so many adverse conditions. How much can you draw on things that you've been through in the past? It looks like you might have them right where you want them right now.
Well, our guys are going to handle adversity well. That's something that you ask about the past. That's something that's proven. That's something that is established. So we're just going to go play the game, and we have all the players that we need to do it. We have all the schemes. We have all the coaches. We have the people. I trust the people. I trust the work. And I'm looking forward to the game on Sunday.
Coach, when it comes to the blitz and working on that, you talked about the number of sacks and trying to cut that down. How much do you guys work on protecting against the blitz during practice throughout the week?
A lot. Spend a lot of time on that. I mean, it's something that you have to do, and you do it within the framework of the protections that you're using. You've got drop back protections, play action protections, there's movement pass. You work on everything. You do it year round, really, and we work hard at it.
I'm kind of piggybacking on that. You've talked about how well Lamar sees the field overall, but you've also said you need to help him find solutions to pressure. How hard is it to work on that in season, particularly for him, I guess?
It's not hard. I mean, we show the reps. We work on it all the time, and it's going to be, again, there's going to be, look around the league. There are going to be good days and bad days against this or that. There's going to be things that you've got to work on that you've got to kind of work through and get past schematically, personnel-wise, execution-wise, idea-wise, whatever it might be. That's just the nature of a long season that you're going to have, turns in the road that you got to work through, and that's what we do. We work hard to do that. So it's not the end of the world. It's something that we're going to, we've made plays against, whether it's whatever you're talking about, blitz or whatever it is. We've made plays, and you just have to keep moving. It's a moving target all the time in terms of just the football scheme aspect of it, and we've got to keep chasing it.
Coach, for your sake, weather-wise, hopefully you don't have to deal with something that they did on Monday night in Western New York, but if that were to happen either down the stretch in Cincinnati or wherever it might be in the postseason, how are you preparing the guys for that now that there is some cold weather? And could you ever see yourself or Greg calling a plan like they did to win the game on Monday night?
Of course. I mean, you do whatever you got to do. They did a great job, won the game with what they did. And it was all, I'm sure it was all three. I didn't watch the game. I haven't seen the tape either yet, but it was all three phases, I'm sure, involved in a win, and that's what you do. What are you saying? What are you asking me? If we'd run it every play but three, basically?
Do you ever see yourself winning a game, Lamar throwing with
Sure.
3 times? Sure,
of course. I mean, we won in New England throwing 10 times one time when Joe's leg was swollen. Remember? So absolutely. We've actually already seen it, as a matter of fact. So now that you mention it, in New England. Well, that worked out well. Okay.
John, I think you guys have faced Baker every year since 2018 now. I know the coaching staff around him has changed and maybe the offense a little bit, but do you feel like you have a pretty good familiarity with what he does when he does?
We do, we do. Like Ben, Baker's in our division. We're learning Joe Burrow, of course, and those are the guys you're going to have the best understanding of. And we have 3 great quarterbacks in this league that we have to play against, and Lamar's a great quarterback. So this division has 4 great quarterbacks. So it's probably why all these teams are winning so many games. It's one of the big reasons. So it's a big challenge.
Coach, Chris Westry's been banged up with injuries over the course of the season, but when he's been out there, he's made some plays. Just can you talk about what you've seen from him in his limited time on the field?
I've seen limited time on the field. That's what I've seen. So I love Chris. I think he's got a great future. I just want to see him out there.
John, obviously I know you're not going to give up anything strategically, but it seems Lamar and the offense at times seem pretty comfortable and up-tempo and no huddle. And when you're looking at this trend of slow starts offensively, how much is that an option maybe to picking up the tempo that you guys have considered, not specifically for Sunday, but just kind of overall?
It's definitely an option. It's definitely something that we've done before. Among other things, I mean, it's something that is on the table for sure.
John, I think there were 8 pre-snap penalties in Pittsburgh. How much was that related to the crowd and going into another place that might be that way, your adjustment there?
Yeah, I mean, you've got to handle noise, but to me, it was just our execution. It was communication, in and out of the huddle, and just handling the situation and not making those mistakes. So we do not want to be behind the chains because of pre-snap penalties. We just don't. That's not really acceptable. It's not something we're happy with at all, and it has to get cleaned up.
Coach, after 2 weeks ago, Lamar made a headline by saying, I let these types of performance fester. I don't know how long that festers throughout the course of a week, but do you get the sense that it lingered a little bit too much?
I'm not into psychology of it too much. All right. That was good. All right, thanks.